stand out in your next virtual meeting. Maybe your meeting is going to be via Zoom. Perhaps it's through Google Meets or maybe even Teams or another platform or software that I have not referenced. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can stand out in these virtual meetings as a leader. Now, I am sharing with you over 20 years of experience as a C-suite executive, a director, a manager, a public speaker, and an executive coach that will help you to be that leader that captures everyone's attention when you are within that infamous virtual box. The square. We all know the square that is around us in a virtual meeting. So if this sounds like a topic you're interested in, then you absolutely want to watch this video until the end. And if you like this content so far, the fact that you clicked on this video means you're supposed to be here. You are that exceptional leader that I am helping to grow and to develop and to communicate at a higher level than their peers just by you clicking on this title. The titles of the videos that I have, friends, they are not the normal titles on YouTube that are clickbait, reveal, must watch. No, these are very specific titles for people that are very special, just like you. So if you're on this video, you're meant to be here. Just spend some time with me today and let's talk about how you can stand out in a virtual meeting, if it's Zoom or any other platform. I do want to say this. Now, the topics that I'm going to talk about, the strategies I'm going to talk about in this video today, believe it or not, are a part of a very mini series I would say I'm doing on my channel. So if you are a subscriber to my channel, glad that you're here. If you are not, you absolutely want to take a look at my live video from this morning that talks about how to stand out in a virtual meeting as a leader. There are a lot of strategies that I share with you as it relates to standing out in a virtual meeting. I'm not going to go through all of them today because I've already talked about them and linked in my video this morning, but today I'm going to add to that video and share with you a few more strategies that'll help you stand out as a leader in a virtual meeting. Now, if you're new to me, I'm an executive coach. My name is Dr. Jacinta, and I am here to really help you become a better communicator. I truly believe that people become great by how they communicate. And my mission on this earth, friends, is to help unlock the greatness within you by sharing with you these advanced level, very high stakes, high pressure type of communication skills strategies so you stand out from everybody else. So if you're watching this portion of replay of the video, you're watching the replay, this is the place for you to spend some time and learn as much as you can. Give me just a few minutes because on the live videos on YouTube, there's typically a point in time when the audience joins and I want to say hello to everyone and then we'll go into how you can stand out in a Zoom meeting. So everybody that's here, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here today. Let me know what part of the big, beautiful world you are joining from today. And have you ever struggled with standing out in a Zoom meeting or a meeting where it is a virtual meeting? Maybe you've been on the meeting and you've just been quiet as a mouse, or maybe you feel like you're being overlooked in the meeting. Well, we're going to talk about a couple strategies today to help you not be overlooked. As I mentioned earlier, for those of you who just joined, this is part 2 of a video that I'm talking about how you can stand out in a virtual meeting. You absolutely want to take a look at my live video this morning that talks about how to stand out in a virtual meeting as a leader. There's a lot of information there that pretty much goes with this topic I'm talking about today. So I want to say hello to Victor Brown 1669. Welcome, friend. Hope you're doing well today. And we're going to go right into the topic. When it comes to a virtual meeting, how you communicate and how you present yourself will either elevate your executive presence or it will lower your executive presence. And if you are watching this video, then obviously you want to stand out in that meeting, correct? You want to stand out in the virtual meeting. So as I mentioned, watch my live video from this morning. Please watch the live video from this morning because there's a lot of strategies I went into this morning that I'm not going to share in this video. But this is going to be a supplement to that video. So we're going to go into, we've talked about the basics, your lighting, your background, how you, what your appearance is like, what you do, and etc. This video, we're going to talk a little bit more about some specifics in terms of what you might want to think about doing when it comes to those virtual meetings. Now, when you're in a virtual meeting, Many times people are very quiet. They don't really want to say anything. Some of that comes from people just being completely over virtual meetings. But if you are in a leadership role, maybe you are a woman in leadership in terms of being in my direct audience that I provide executive coaching services to, or perhaps you are a man in leadership, you are going to be in some form of a big type of leadership meeting, and it most likely will be on Zoom more than likely, or it might be Teams or something else. So let's talk about this. Let me see what's going on in the chat. We have Dina Darling. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. And I don't know what you're saying, something about cameras under their faces. Well, I'm not sure what you're referring to specifically, Dina, but we're talking about how to stand out in a Zoom meeting. And actually this video, I don't know if you're just saying the comment or just referencing it. I'm not sure, but my camera is not under my face. I don't know if there's any creators out there that actually have cameras under their faces. If there's a channel that does that, let me know, because I actually have not seen that, Dina Darling. I'm not quite sure. Bent Rod Willie, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. And let's see, I don't quite understand. Definitely orders her steak well done. Okay, not quite sure, but nonetheless, this channel, let me explain to you. I'm actually here to help individuals that are leaders. They may be women in leadership or men in leadership and etc. to communicate at a higher level. So if you're making comments about cameras and steaks and etc., it's really not the channel for you, because we really are focusing in on how to communicate at a higher level. And the topic itself is a bit more specific to those individuals who are very exceptional leaders and are trying to communicate at a higher level than their peers. That's why they come here. If you want to talk about steak being well done and cameras under their face and etc., there are plenty of channels out there, friends, on YouTube that will accept that type of randomness, but not here on this channel. Okay, so we have Peekaboo Zero. How's your Wednesday going? It is going great. Fantastic. Awesome. All right, we have Dina Darling. Not you, I mean others who are on virtual meetings. Okay, thank you for clarifying that, Dina Darling. I was so confused as to what you were saying. So that's a good point. Then if they have their cameras under their faces, I don't know why people do that. I think sometimes they just get really distracted and they're nervous, I think, sometimes, Dina Darling. They don't really know what to say and how to say or how to position themselves on a camera. So that can sometimes be challenging. Okay, Dina Darling says, bye. Well, glad you stopped by. We have BMXKIDD-K3N. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing fantastically well today. And we're talking about how you can stand out in a virtual meeting. So first, we talked about a lot of things in the video earlier this morning, so you definitely want to check that out. We're just talking about a few other strategies in this video today. So specifically, when people are in different meetings, Dina Darling mentioned about the camera, and I'm so glad that she specified, kind of clarified what she was talking about. So now I understand. The camera positioning is really, really important. And Dina Darling made a good point in terms of not to position your camera in an odd type of way. So that's very important. We talked a little bit about that earlier this morning. Now, I do want to say the next step that I want to share with you is that people are oftentimes very scared and very nervous to say something first in a virtual meeting. Most of the time, people are busy, they're doing other things, and they don't really want to even be on the meeting at all. Now, the way that you can stand out as a leader in those type of meetings is specifically to say something first. You may be the person that opens up the conversation. Maybe you have a point that you want to make, or maybe you have a topic that you want to discuss. Believe it or not, you as a leader can really stand out as a leader if you're the person that says something first. If you notice there's like this dead silence that happens specifically in your virtual meetings. If you notice that, it's a great opportunity for you to speak up and to say something to someone in a way that is a very upbeat, very positive way, and you can actually set the tone of your virtual meeting. Therefore, your next strategy you want to do is to say something first. Don't let the silence sit there and for everybody to wonder who's going to say something and just sit quietly. No, stand out as a leader and say something first. That will set the tone, and people will look to you as being the person that stands out as a leader. Now, my next strategy I'm going to share with you, and as I mentioned, I went through a lot of strategies already today, this morning, definitely check out the live video that talks about the strategies and etc. And the next strategy is to be the person that actually speaks a bit. So before I go into that, BMX Kid K3N says, I hate when it goes silent. I know, right? It does. It goes silent, and it's just like this awkward space where people don't know what to say. But BMX Kid K3N, I have to tell you something. Silence can be a tremendous strength and an asset to you as a leader if you know how to master it. Now, in a meeting setting like that, it can be a bit annoying, but if you subscribe to my channel or you take a look at a couple of my videos in my live tab that specifically talk about silence and power of the pause or etc. in the title, you will learn how you can start mastering silence, because silence itself, it can feel very, very awkward. Most people struggle with many aspects of communication, but I'm going to go over the main areas that people struggle with that you want to master if you're trying to really communicate at a higher level. And then we'll go into speaking a bit more in terms of a virtual meeting. So BMX Kid K3N, people really do struggle with three main areas as it relates to communicating at a higher level. The first is they struggle with eye contact. Eye contact is something people struggle with because it feels just very awkward, and we're not really trained. How do we manage our eye contact? How can we maintain eye contact with someone without feeling awkward? The second is their facial expressions. People sometimes have a hard time controlling their facial expressions. They will let you know if they're mad or upset, and there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you may want to control your facial expressions when you're communicating with other people, especially as a leader. And the third area, and as I mentioned, there's many other areas that people struggle with, but the third area that people really struggle with as it relates to communicating is silence. That silence that BMX Kid K3N mentioned. That silence can be something that people really don't feel comfortable with. It feels awkward. What should we say? Why are we silent? We're trying to figure it out. And if you can master at least these three areas that people struggle with, you are automatically going to be a step ahead of everybody else as a leader. So definitely keep this in mind. I have a lot of videos that talk about each one of these topics on my live tab and also on some of my pre-recorded videos. Now, for the virtual meeting, we talked briefly. For those of you who just joined, welcome, welcome. Let me know what part of the big, beautiful world you're joining from today. For those of you who just joined, we talked about being able to be the person that speaks up first. So we talked about silence. Sometimes the silence feels very awkward. We want to make sure that we are the leaders that are speaking up first, because it automatically showcases us as the people that are not afraid to speak up when things are silent. Another strategy I want to share with you to help you to stand out in a meeting, and this is my last one I want to share with you today, is to be the person that can actually have a conversation, but not be the person that just like clicks the raise the hand icon, right? The click the icon and you raise your hand. Don't do that. That is the easiest way for you not to stand out. Sometimes when you do that, the concept of it is great, right? It's great to have someone raise your hand electronically with an emoji, and then the moderator says, oh, I see that this person has something to say. But what happens sometimes, what I've noticed, is that when you're in those meetings, maybe you're in Teams, maybe you're in Zoom, maybe you're in Google Meets, people get so involved in the conversation, they just completely just overlook the person in the little emoji that's raising their hand. That is not the way for you to stand out as a leader. Can you do it? Sure, you can. But I like to interject in a very polite way. As soon as there is a moment where I am noticing that the conversation is starting to slow, or maybe there's a topic that we're about to finish discussing, then I would say, excuse me, I would like to add this, or pardon me, I would like to speak about this, and interject. I'm not a huge fan of the raised hand. I mean, sometimes in your settings, if it's a very big meeting, I can see how you do that. But ultimately, raising your hand may not necessarily help you to stand out. You may just blend in with the crowd. But if you are audible and you say something, then you automatically will stand out as a leader. Now, I want to know from those of you who are here, what are some things that you really like about virtual meetings? And what are some things that you do not like about virtual meetings? There's a couple of topics that were mentioned. Dina Darling was able to clarify, and she mentioned about people having cameras under their faces as one. And BMX Kid K3N mentioned that silence is something that they hate. What else do you all think about these virtual meetings that you really like, or the things that you really do not like? And perhaps there's aspects of virtual meetings that you might be struggling with. Maybe you don't know what to say. Maybe you don't know how to say it. Maybe you don't know how to position yourself with the camera. Maybe you don't know what to put for your background, and etc. Let me know in the comments below, even if you're watching live right now, and I'm glad that you all are here, or maybe you are watching the replay. This is a topic that is very, very important, especially for you to learn how to master as a leader. Leaders are the individuals who are showcasing themselves as the individuals who are leading the way. I say all the time, people become great by how they communicate. And if you can learn how to communicate at a higher level than your peers, you will automatically stand out as a leader and be able to advance yourselves not only professionally, financially as well, because you're able to communicate in a very concise and confident way under pressure. This is a skill that many leaders struggle with. You can see leaders struggle with this sometimes in organizations they work for, perhaps businesses, maybe they are public officials or public figures. People sometimes do struggle with being able to communicate at a higher level than their peers, which is why hopefully you have subscribed to this channel, because you will learn those next level skills that will set you apart from everyone else. So let me know in the comments below. I want to know what you think are great or maybe not so great things that happen in virtual meetings. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to talk to you and have a conversation. If you have some questions specifically, feel free to contact me here on YouTube. You can always send me a comment on a video. I'll be happy to talk to you or discuss it more with you. You can reach me at Excite Excellence on Instagram and on LinkedIn. And then also on LinkedIn, I have Dr. Jacinta Lamentai as well. You're welcome to reach out to me in any platform that is comfortable for you. If you have something that's just a bit more sensitive, then definitely DM me. Typically, people come to me when there's challenging situations that come up, the hard conversations. That's what I deal with. That's my expertise. So if you are a woman in leadership, or maybe you're a man in leadership and you're struggling with something, let me know. If you are a woman in leadership and you're in my direct target audience that I do executive coaching and consulting with on a one-on-one basis, and you're wanting to go to that next level, maybe you don't want to be that person in the Zoom meeting or the virtual meeting that just sits quietly, that's completely overlooked, then contact me for a strategy session in the description below, and we'll schedule some time for us to have a conversation about where you are and where you want to be and how we can get you to that next level in your career. I'm looking forward to communicating with you all this week. If you're new to the channel, I typically go live Tuesday through Friday in the mornings now and in the evenings as well, to provide you with as much value as I can. I know many of you are in different parts of the world and you want to elevate how you are communicating, and I want to be able to provide you with as much value as I can. There's only but so much I can share with you via YouTube. If you want to have more customized support, then this is absolutely the opportunity for you to reach out to me directly so we can have a strategy session and talk more about where you are and how to get you to that next level in your journey. So I appreciate you all for being here, being live with me today, and of course appreciate all of you that are watching the replay. Let me know if you have any topics that you want to learn more information about, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.